25th, of course, 2013. And the next meeting, again, will be the last Sunday of the month. A really dear friend of mine named Judith, who many of you know, sent me a quote from John Wheeler. And if you haven't read John, I think you'd really enjoy it. Wonderful, wonderful man. Just when I met him, it was just great. And it brought forward, as I read it, perhaps how exciting it would be for us this morning to get the sweet essence of how simple all this is, rather than how complex or hard to do, or I don't think I'm getting it right, and well, what book can I read, or I guess I don't read books anymore, or what YouTube can I look at, whatever it might be. So I've taken the liberty of taking his words and messing them up and using them in my own way. And so what I would say is, you have to be present as what you are looking for in order to experience anything. Let's say it again. Let's slip right past all the thoughts in the mind and just get really, really quiet. And remember, this other thing that I wrote that came to me the other day is, you know, if we don't think of all the things that we're looking for as an object, then what we're not looking for anything. We are not looking for anything. But the way that we have this whole spiritual movement set up is we are looking for something, and if we don't find it, then we have lost something, and that we can die and never having had it. And that is the most depressing thought I can think of. That I've lived my entire life. For what? Because I was looking for something that I couldn't find. Now, if we had a creator God that created that kind of a thought, then we really need to create another kind of a God. Because that kind of a God, excuse the expression, really sucks. You know, that would set it up in such a way that the very thing that would give you the presence of its absolutely always present presence would somehow be elusive, not be found. So, here we go. We go back to what we began with. In order for you to experience anything, sadness, self-pity, fear, loss, whatever, what you are looking for has to be present for you to experience that. And if there is a constant excitement, not striving, but a constant excitement about, wow, whatever I'm feeling, I couldn't be feeling it if what I was looking for wasn't already there, wasn't already alive, present, as my presence, here, tasteable, knowable, seeable, doable, hateable, struggling for. Oh, nothing escapes this wonderful, ever-present something. Nothing can possibly escape it, because it is everything. Now, you say, so it's an object. And I say, please, we'll do that another time, worrying about objects, because that's a lot of fun. But for today, if we just stick with the simplicity, so why then and how then is this obscured? And I think this is exciting, and you all know this. It's just to bring your attention to it. Remember, the mind is a future-generating piece of machinery. Your mind is a future-generating piece of machinery. It is designed scientifically. I'm not just making this up out of whatever. This is a scientific finding that it is the mind that creates the thoughts, that moves the thinking into an alternative future. Bartholomew said endlessly, 99.9% of what you are afraid of will never happen. Will never happen. But you spend your entire life worrying about things that never happen. So we are so anxious, and that, of course, is the movement of the ego. The ego is really excited about getting everything entrapped in this thought of, I've got to find something. Whereas this wonderful, ever-present thing, without the mechanism of the mind, has that magnificent, silent, open, unmistakably, but yet unspeakable something that is always present, always present. You know what? We are that now. We are the experiencing of it right now, without doing anything. But then watch how the creation of the ever-excited mind moves us into a future event. Even, and this is so wonderfully interesting, even now when we are taught to be in the present, that very statement moves us out. Watch it. Watch what happens. You're just going along fine, and all of a sudden you remember, oh, some windbag, possibly this one, said that, you know, there's this thing called the presence, and so you have to be in the present. And so then you go, oh my God, I've got to be in the present. And so you start rushing around, okay, well, what tool am I going to use to get in the present? And not realizing that in that moment, in that very hilarious, except it doesn't feel funny, hilarious moment of struggling to find it, you are already that, or you could not be experiencing the frustration of not finding it.